Hey Scrapper Names peeps, welcome to a new video, one that I know for me personally, I love watching, so I hope you do too. Sorry it has been such a long time since I have put anything up. There will probably be a video before this, a process video, and then this one maybe, a bit overdue. So, short life story, we moved house. I set up a craft space. I don't have a room like I used to, so it was a bit more condensed, but it wasn't really put together. So if you look at my Instagram page, you will probably see the before shot of this as such, as well as moving. And now on Friday, I decided that I would get a corner desk. I'll show you a bit more to add to the two white desks I have. Oh, hang on, let me get this camera right as well. So to make more space. So I'm working from home now. I've changed jobs. So I needed more space to be able to study, to work, and to scrap. So I ducked out to IKEA and grabbed the desk. It wasn't as easy to put together as I thought it would be, but I got it with some help. And then I rearranged my space, and I love the way that it looks at the moment. So I thought I will share it with you and how I've organised. Now there's a few bits and pieces, more so house stuff that you'll have to excuse, but otherwise for the most part it is organised and a shared space. As I said, a office space, work from home office, and my scrap space plus study, but I'm on uni break at the moment, so woo! I'm going to pop the camera around and I will take you for a wander through. All right, so this is what the space looks like. You can see that it backs onto our lounge room. There's no wall, there's like nothing. And so this is it. So it's a shared, well, sort of shared space. I kind of have it all really, but it's got to have like our office stuff and things like that as well to some extent. But yeah, and this stuff down here is just, I haven't been bothered to move it since changing everything around on Friday because I got really sick over the weekend and I don't have the energy for it. But let's get started. So as you can see, I've got this black shelf unit here. I think that's an IKEA one. And then I've got this one here. Now, originally, they were sitting stacked up stacked on top of each other just here, but I needed the space for the desks. So I've changed them up. My printer, which is an Epson printer, that's where I print most of my photos from. If I'm printing in bulk, like, 200 photos, I usually order from Snapfish. Especially when they have their deals on for prints. I usually try and print a whole heap. But yeah, down the bottom on this shelf here is my planner stuff and just some extra ink for my printer. So I've got two planners I use, my work one, a study one, whatever, and then a house one. And then below that is just paper for the printer and bits and bobs like that. So as you can see, I've got these lovely windows here, that one and that one. And then I will carefully turn you around to go to our back deck. So quite bright when we want to be. So trying to film during the day was probably my best option. All right, so here, this shelf here, this has all my journals and my drawing stuff. As you can see, my Jane Davenport sort of stuff, and then all my journals, Traveler's Notebook, things like that. Just some of my Jane Davenport goodies as well, like paintbrushes and things like that. Some mixed media paper. I then have what I call my Jane shelf. So I quite love like Jane Davenport things. So we've got, like I have under here, that's her little paint cup, which I should paint. And then in behind there, these are just extra. Move them out of the road. So then I have in here my inks, Jane Davenport inks. Some of her aqua pastels, some of the paints, and the watercolours, which are divine. I then have her pencils, some of the palette pastels. These are a bit of an old collection, well, older. She's just released a heap of new stuff, and I love them already, but yeah. Colour sticks, and what have I got in there? I think that's her pencils, actually, all the power pastels, that's it. And then in here, in this little box here, I pretty much just have like collagey stuff of hers, and that's about that. So that's my Jane shelf. Down the bottom here is a bit of a mix and batch. This is just extra little bits and pieces like rhinestones. I'm not actually sure why I have them sitting there. I probably Oh, because I don't use them very much, so that's why. That's just DVD, CD things. And then tags and frames and things, I don't use them very much, so that's why they're sitting here away from the desk. And then in this little box is just brads and things like that. These all used to sit in a drawer in my Alex drawers, but I've changed my Alex drawers around, so they got moved. All right, over here, this was made at a Flutterby design retreat last year, which was super fun. All of my Project Life cards, 2 big boxes, don't need any more. Barely use them. It drives me nuts. I always try and make myself use them, but I never do. Then down here, that's my filming thing, is my box where I keep all my photos. So when I print or get photos, I put them in there, and spare ones. Some stamps. I'm not a big stamper. I have tried to leave some stamps out to use, and some ink pads there over near my desk they are. This box just has random, like, old calendars and things that I would probably cut. I've used a few times to cut and put as focal images in my art journal, but yeah, art journaling's a new thing for me. Down here is all my texture stuff. So I've got lots of different tissue paper. I've even collected things from like flowers, and I get given flowers or anything. I've got some old sewing vintagey looking stuff. Yeah. Then this little tub here is my extras. So it's kind of got everything. Glue, pencil cases, my glue gun, those sorts of things in there. I think I got these from IKEA, actually, if anyone asks. So that's that. That's pretty basic. I try and have organised things, most used down to things that don't always get used and obviously look nice. I then we'll move to the black one, other black shelf, which is this one. Hang on, let me move my chair. So this is close to my desk. I just roll back and forth. So over here is my work shelf. Below that is my study shelf, which will change up when I get my new subjects. These are stickers. So I'm trying to use these up, hence why they're now close to my desk and open. So I've got like sticker books and sticker sheets, and oh, why are they in there? I love them. Anyway, and yeah, all bits and pieces like that. These are my word stickers, like that. Again, I need to use them up. Drives me bonkers. And there's some rub-ons there. I don't use the rub-ons very often, but yeah. Then here are my 12 by 12 papers. So I have mine at the moment organised like in a collection. So for example, what's this one? So that's a Paige Evans. That's the whimsical one, I think. So that's all together. That's got everything in it. I still don't know if I'm actually really happy with that setup. But for now, I'm going to just go with it until I can figure out what else I like. So up the top here is like, that's new stuff I've brought that I haven't really touched. So I brought a heap of the Pink Fresh Studio, Noteworthy, super cool, I think. And what was the other one? Oh, I have those stickers. I only went to order more. My favourite story, because I really loved them. I was watching an Inky Quill video and I was just like, oh my God, I need these in my life. And then I've got kits from my Kitaholic kits. I try and keep them together for now, especially when I haven't used a great deal. I haven't been scrapping a lot, as I said, in the last few months. So, yeah. I then have my American Craft cardstock. I use this primarily for my Cameo. It cuts better through that, as opposed to like I have Kaiser Craft paper that I might use for mixed media and just like white cardstock backgrounds. And then I've got obviously glitter and colours and those sorts of things. But yeah, so they're all my, and I do try and have them in like order. So I have like crepe paper all together. I have like chipboard at the front, sticker sheets and chipboard. And then I've got like Chamel, crepe paper, Pink Paisley, Paige Evans, because I'm a bit of a fan of theirs. And then down here is sort of my Aussie collection. So Cocoa Vanilla, Flutterby Designs, Kaiser Craft, those sorts of things that I might buy. And then all my paper, big paper pads. Sorry, I just realised I wasn't pointing properly. And then my smaller paper pads, which I don't use a lot of, and I have a heap of them, as you can see. So I can just, this is literally behind my chair, so I can just slide these out. I use them a lot for matting. Yeah, so I need to use them. So I've stopped buying them because I just don't use them enough. Then down here, I have stuff for my Cameo, so any cut files I've pre-cut. Some of my paper I use to print off printables, My fuse tool, just as a bit of a divider, and then all my mixed media stencils and things are there. This shelf is a bit of an ad hoc one. It was like this is where things are going to go because I don't really know where I'm going to put them. So let me get in there. Hang on, is this too close in? Yep, there we go. So embossing is in this container down here. So all my embossing stuff and stamps and things are there. I then have at the top here my diamond press. And then these are the things for the diamond for the die cuts. And then I sort of chucked punches in there and then moved my other ones, which you'll see, if you can see there. Because I had them on my desk and then they were annoying me this morning, so I moved them. But that's that sort of ad hoc shelf. Moving over, my thickest container, a box from IKEA, and that's got all my thickers in it in a colour order. I'm happy with that for now, but if I get a bit more, I'm going to have to figure out either a different way or add another box. On this shelf up here is just Flutterby Designs box from last year's Create by the Lake. And that's pretty much it for there. And then punches, which don't belong there, but they just went there this morning. All right, so under the desk here, that's memorabilia that's got to go into albums, and then just boxes and my fuse mat. Then, what we go next? So then, this is my first tabletop. So as you can see, Camille the Cameo, she's got beautiful little spot there, nice and pink. Some layouts I did over the weekend, and then this has just got what I've done. I had this container spare, so what I've done is my Kidaholic kits. I've opened the ephemera and just chucked it all in there, so I will use it. On top of here, sorry, this shelf, that doesn't belong there, it's a work thing, is my what are they, really useful box, and it's got my current kit, 2 months worth of kits in there, and a new one's on its way. So it's time to get scrapping. And then, yeah, so that's a lovely photo. That was one of Inky Quill's first Patreon printables, and I just love it, so I've always kept it there. And then just a photo of me and some old friends. There we go. As you can see, getting a video uploaded. Excuse me, sorry. So on this tabletop here, I had an issue with one of the legs. So what I did was took the 2 of these legs off, and I'm just using the Alex straws to hold it up, which is fine. All right, so I've rearranged. As you can see, the stickers all come off for me, moved. It needs a good clean, but I haven't got to that yet. But at the top here are all little bits, and so these little trays are from IKEA. And as you can see, I've got like acrylic pieces and flare badges and wood veneer pieces and those sorts of things like that. Little teeny tiny embellishments. And then these at the back are just like the flowers and stuff. Next is more wood veneer, sequins, all these big boxes of those goodies. And I don't know if is there sequins? Oh yeah, there is. So at the back here are more sequins. Sorry if I'm throwing you around a bit. The next drawer. Now this isn't necessarily new. So this is how I'm organising some of my ephemera. So as you can see, I've labelled some of them that are designers, and then others are just like random bits and pieces like printables that I was given or I've got, or words and things like that. As you can see, they're not all labelled because I either will use them or, pass them on, and then I'll replace the boxes. I originally was organising my ephemera by colour, which I still have kept because these aren't part of collections, or some of it. These are just like ones that I've brought from, the reject shop or whatever. These are just sitting around. So I've kept them in those boxes at the back. So they're clear ones. I brought them just from a cheapy shop. And I brought these ones in a big container from Spotlight. They have these boxes, these big storage boxes. So, yeah, handy. Especially like for Father's Day, the 2 girls wanted to make Father's Day things, and I had a box that's like mum and dad type stuff. So I was just able to pull it out and just said, here, go for it. Use it up. Now, these 2 are new. I think, where did I get this idea from? I think it was a mix of Lauren, my friend Lauren, and Inky Quill. They use drawers like this. So I've mixed media drawers. So they are organised, essentially. So I've got my art foamies, which are falling out everywhere. At the back, I've got spare things like these makeup sponges I brought from Kmart, and some other random little paints that I probably brought a million years ago that are there as backup if I run out of a certain colour. My gelatos, which I used to love using and I just haven't got back to it. I usually use them through texture paste. And then I've got some extra gesso, like a black and white gesso I got in a kit once. And then all my Dylusions paints, which some of them are starting to go a bit yuck, so I haven't brought any more to replace them because that annoys me a little bit. I did, however, well, not recently, probably about 2 months ago, brought these Dina Wakley paints in a small one just to see if I would like them, and they are divine. You only need a little bit, and it just goes nicely, smoothly across the page. So I really like these. So I think as these Dylusions go, I'll replace them with these paints. I also have more art foamies from Flutterby. I have some Kaiser Craft paints that I've brought in over time or got in kits. So I just have a little drawer of them there. And then I have my Flutterby design paints as well. It's all the painty drawer. Then the next one is also mixed media, which has my ink sprays. Oh, hang on, I'm falling. Ink sprays. I've got my scribble sticks, which don't get enough use always. Packaging for packaging technique. Ink daubers. I've got these little magicals that I've used a few times. They're really cute. And then all my distress oxides, which I'm throwing around a little bit because I was going... Oops, sorry guys. I was using them the other night. Did have them in a bit of a colour order. Now I've mucked it up. And then I've got these inks that I've never used, so I should really jump into them and use them a little bit. What are they? Glitter ink. I'll give them a go one day. And then, oh, what's in the back here? Oh, these are all, that's just, oh, hang on, that's just spare stuff. Like spray misters and baking paper and those sorts of things. So yeah, that's that. And as I said, there's all my inks there as sprays, daubers, those sorts of things. So that's my Alex drawers. See, it's all, they're all sticky and I need to clean them. But that works really well. I really love these two drawers, the mixed media ones. And they work really well. It's right next to my desk. I can just grab them and it's done. I don't have to get up and find where everything is. All right, so going up, we have, as I said, my desk. So this is sort of my cameo desk and extra space. So this is my main, I guess, section, and I spread all the way around. I just tied it up a little bit for now. I was working this morning. So I have, as you can see, my computer up there. It's the best spot for it. And then I've got all my tools here in this little caddy that I made. It's from Kaiser Craft. So I've got my some of my most used inks. So the gold one and that from Kaiser. Some glue, some tape, my stapler, ink pads, ink block, and then in here is some craft foam to just grab on hand. My ATG, which has been empty for months. And because of COVID, I haven't bothered ordering it from scrapbook.com where it's a bit cheaper because, well, it will never get here. But in news, I'm awaiting literally today. I've ordered from Craft Online some and super quick at getting them out. The day I ordered it was already shipped, so that was fantastic. And it's supposed to be arriving today, so I am very excited. I may get some scrapping in later today. Woohoo! Over here I've got some pens and things. So these are just extra like glitter pens and paint pens and stuff. I think that's the paint pen one. Yep. And then here I've got my beautiful Staedtler ones, brush pens, and just some other little pens as well. So that's that. And then there's just this little tray here if I need to use these up. And then in here is another like kind of mixed media on hand drawer. I've got, oh no, that's extra supplies. Sorry, that's in the wrong spot. That's just tape and blue tack and those sorts of things. All the extra bits and pieces go there. This drawer over here is where these wipes should go. So this is just some extra mixed media collage and my little paint tray type thing, baking paper, those sorts of things, and baby wipes. All right, under here is my paper trimmer and my little thicker alignment things. So as you can see, I try and have a really clear, well, this is at the moment a work day. Just having a bit of a break. So just my diary, my planner, all those things are all out, my work stuff. Excuse me. All right. And then some lovely decorations there from Inky Quill, those printable things there. And then my bunnies. I love my bunnies. And then moving across to the second desk, or third, I guess you would say. I've decided to put, like, I've got my heat gun, but I decided to, there's all my tools, my regularly used pens, scissors and things. I thought my parcel was here. Back. And then I've put these stamps here. So I've got some background stamps and then just some other, well, they're all a bit mixed up, but stamps that I might use or regularly use. So I'm trying to get them used. And here is just some bits and bobs. That's my phone I film on. So some ephemera packs that I want used up. So that's why they're out. And then these little tray here is just odds and ends. You know when you get embellishments and things and you just go, oh yeah, that'll just do, and I'll chuck it and put it away. Well, that's me. And that's what that is. So they sit there nice and neatly. So I just reach to them. If I'm not sure what I want to use, if I'm not using a kit, if I'm just stash diving, I can just grab those. Just trying to use things up. Then I've got some thread and some twine in my little jars here. That did have a bunny on it, but broke. And then what else I have is all my stamp stuff there is such roller stamps and ink pads, really nice ink pads. And then this is my printables shelf. So I subscribe to Inky Quill's Patreon. So that's all her printables there. I wanted to leave them out so they get used. These ones have to be cut. And then I've got some of the bigger ones like stickers that I've turned into sticker sheets, all, you know, for journaling and stuff. And then that's just a little diary of mine that I got given. Yeah, so that's just a nice little spot. I'm trying to, when I designed it, I tried to make sure things were out that I wanted to use. So that's that section there. So it's pushed back, so I've got plenty of workspace if I want to make a big mess and spread out like I did on the weekend. And I've got the main area just here. Next up is my little Raskog trolley, which actually is not from IKEA, it's from Spotlight, but whatever. It needs work. I'm not happy with it, but for now, it goes. So my little spray bottle for my mixed media. I've got word stickers here, as well as then there's, oh my God, enamel dots. That's there. These are some DIY embellishments that either I've made or have been made and given to me, so they're there to be used up. Some more odds and ends from Kitaholic kits, very old kits, washies. Then we go on the second shelf. So I've got a mixed shelf here. I'm not really sure what I was doing, but this is sort of mixed media carts. I've got my brayer for my jelly plate. I've got, you know, matte gel medium gesso, clear gesso, texture paste, and then like some paint brushes and palette knives and things like that to use. But then here, which is probably problematic, that shouldn't be there, but these are alphabet stickers. And I put them on this shelf because they can lean against this here, the bar, and not sort of flip and flap everywhere, which was annoying me when they used to live up the top. But yeah, so these are all my mini little alphabet stickers. They were in colour order, probably not so much now, and then a random bit of embellishments. So I'll put them up there. Then down below, oops, where are we? I've got doilies, and then I've got some pocket page cards that I had taken on retreat with me last year. Instead of sorting them, putting them away, I decided to put them in a container to use them up because some of them are my favourites. So I've got like Maggie Holmes ones there, some Boys Rule, and some other bits and pieces there. And then some bigger packs. Oops, sorry, my big hand's in the way. So like Flutterby's design ones and things like that. I then have little dimensional stickers here. I like my puffy stickers a little bit. So again, things that I wanted to get used up that aren't being used. Weren't being used, so I wanted to have them there so they would get used, and an M&M ticket because I need to scrap that. And then labels and things at the back. Oops, sorry. Yeah, so there's labels and bits and pieces like that at the back, so I can grab them and put them on a page, and nice and easy. Because I know when you do, excuse me, when you do pocket page, you like, for me, I like little labels and things on pictures at times and things like that. So yeah, and then I have a little towel here just to wipe bits and pieces off. Bin, my chair, just from IKEA. And then I've got scrap papers down there in that box, which is where those coloured boxes that hold my embellishments are from. My Jane mat. And then these are just some kits, some Christmas kits and things like that. So they'll come out later in the year, which is not too far away when you think about it. Yeah. And it's a nice big space. So let me take you back a step without tripping on anything. Yeah, so that's my side. As you can see, I've got extra cutting mats there for me, for my kids when they want to do stuff at the table. But that is my space, and I love it now. I'm pretty certain I have scrappy place peace, except I need to fix this trolley up, but I'll get there. But yeah, so this is my beautiful little space. As I said, it's not like my room that I had the last house, but can't have everything when you rent, I guess. But yeah, it's nice, it's clean, it's bright, and no carpet, which means if I spill anything, it's easy to clean up. And normally my trolley, I had planned to have it sitting here, but because I was using it, it stayed there, and I just haven't bothered to move it because it's not in my way. So I'm happy with that. It's kind of cool that way. But yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed this tour. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this little craft space tour. If you have any questions, or as you can see, and on top, obviously, you know, it's a mix of home and scrappy. So I've got kids' photos and certificates and things up. But if you have any questions, please let me know. Pretty much all the furniture is from IKEA. So that's pretty much it. I mean, some of the storage stuff, like the boxes and stuff, are from like Kmart. I love Kmart. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. And the video behind me has now rendered, so I can upload it. So I'll probably upload that layout process video, then you'll see this one, and probably another process video because I already have 2 filmed. I am trying to get back into the filming again and get some videos pre-recorded and get them up, and that because I start back at uni again in a couple of weeks, whilst life generally is, it's a bit bright, yeah, it's settled. I just want to try and keep things moving for you guys, and try and get my scrappy life back up and running. So yeah, but thank you so much again for watching. So I was just checking to see if there was the postman here because I want my delivery of tape. But yeah, sidetrack. Any questions, put them in the comments. Don't forget to check out my Instagram page. You will see more bits and pieces. You mean see family stuff now, but there's also photos of layouts I might do, or things I'm working on and things like that. So my next project is to get a junk journal going. I've never done one before. Mixed media is, I'm learning, I guess. But yeah, so I will see you again soon. And again, thank you so much for tuning in. Bye.